All right, so I have a gray background and I have guides here and they're all approximately the same. So I'm not really happy with the gray, and I think this purple and this red don't all quite go together. So the first thing I'm going to do is change my background and change the color on one of these pieces. So on layer 3, I'm going to select it and go Image, Adjust, Hue Saturation, and change the color of layer 3 so that hopefully it fits together a little bit more. And then I have these, and I click OK, these two pink ones together and these two black ones together. So I'm just going to move this middle one and switch places. So I'm on layer 4 and I'm going to slide it over where layer 3 is. And on layer 3 I'm going to slide it over where, layer 3, I'm going to slide it over where layer 4 was. If I can get it to stay on layer 3. Layer 3. Looks like I'm going to have to turn off layer 4 to do it. Layer 3, slide it over where layer 4 was. Now I think the layout of that looks a whole lot better. I have to choose a color for the background. And I'm going to use my eyedropper tool to come in here under Tools, Window, Tools, disappeared, Window, Tools, and there it is. It's stuck over on the side. So eyedropper tool to choose maybe kind of this color to begin with, and that changed the color right here in color, and I want it to be a gradient. So I've gone to gradient and I'm going to pour that gradient in the background by dragging my mouse sideways, and I was on the wrong layer. So I'll undo it. I need to be on the background layer. Gradient. All right, now that I have gray and tan, and I like that better, that it's kind of in between both of them. All right, so the last thing we're going to do now is make boxes around the pictures today. So we did that by turning off everything but one layer. Turn off everything. I have one box. There it is right there. So I have to find which eyeball is still on. That's layer 1. The eyeball's on and I click on it to select it. Now we're going to use the magic wand and select around the eyeball. And you can see the marching ants is here on the outside and around the picture. That means I've selected the background. So I'm going to go to Select and Inverse, and now the marching ants have gone away and is only around the picture. So that's the way that I want it. And I'm going to click on the new layer, which is right here next to the trash can, and a new layer eyeball has shown up right above the one we've got. Now I'm still on that bottom layer. It's gray, it's selected. I'm going to select Modify, Expand, and make it 50 pixels. And now you see my frame has gone around the outside. And I can choose a color to give it a tiny bit of a frame. So I've got tan, I've got black. Maybe straight tan would look good. That maybe a tiny bit darker. And I'm going to put on the paint bucket instead of the gradient and pour that into the layer 7, the new layer, making sure that picture eyeball, oops, turned off my layers. There it is. That picture eyeball is no longer there. Layer 1 is gone. Layer 7 is on, it's highlighted, and I can pour the bucket in. When I turn back on layer 1 then, It's not there because this is on top of it. So I'll just pull it below that layer and now I have a frame. Now I want to do that to every single layer in case they're a little bit different in size. I still have my marching ants on, so the first thing I'm going to do is select to deselect or Command D. And I'll use the magic wand to select behind it. Magic wand is not there. Magic wand, select behind it. I've selected the background, select inverse. Now I've selected the object, select modify, expand, 50 pixels. Now I have a frame around it, but I need a new layer. Trash can, new layer. The layer is now above layer 2. I'm going to click on that layer and I'm going to get my paint bucket and put my color around it. All right, that is now above it, so I'll drag it below and I turn it off. Go up to the next one. Layer 3. This is still here, so select to deselect. Click on layer 3. Click on the magic wand. Click around the outside. Select inverse. Click on a new layer next to the trash can. Select modify, expand, 50 pixels. Now it's bigger. Click on the layer 9 and fill in the paint bucket. Drag that layer below the layer. All right, next one. I've got layer 3, layer 9, layer 4. Do this one more time. Layer 4. And I still have this one selected, so we deselect. Click on layer 4. Click on the magic wand tool. Click around the outside. Select to inverse. Select to modify, expand, 50 pixels. Click over here on their layers and do a new layer next to the trash can. Click on that layer. Get the paint bucket, pour in the paint bucket. And repeat until all 5 layers are done. When they're done, then you can turn, that one still has to go below. You can turn them all on. They all have their cute little border. And you have the background and you're ready to add text. Have fun, get all of your layers done, and you have done another big step in Photoshop.